What is up, guys? Welcome to my free training on a blueprint on how to get started in 12 weeks. This is for sales professionals, just full-timers who want to have a life outside the gym and that don't have 2 to 3 hours every single day, and they still want to get fit, they still want to look their best and get shredded this summer, because at the end of the day, we still have our family, our personal life, and our work, and all these other things stacked up on top of each other. We don't need to add another just hobby or duty that we have to do every single day. At the end of the day, this is really only going to take 3 to 5 hours a week. If you just implement these simple changes into your own life, you will see results very fast and honestly very simple. So let's get right into it. Who am I? I am a general manager at a local car dealership, and I work 50 hours a week there, sometimes a little bit more, a couple times a little bit less, just depending on my schedule. But other than that, I also am an online fitness coach. I work about 10 hours a week on that. And I'm also a hybrid athlete. So kind of what I've done in the past, I've done 3 marathons, competed in 3 powerlifting events, and I'm in prep for my first natural bodybuilding show. And also I have all done this while still having time for my personal life and just enjoying time with friends and family. So in the bottom left, that's a picture of my transformation. That's about a 3.5-year transformation from being about 195 pounds to being about 210, 215 pounds. That's a picture of my marathon right next to it at a 3:10. I was trying to get sub 3, but we ended up getting a 3:10. Next was a powerlifting event. Next was just me and some boys at a Lions football game. Go Lions, baby. And then top right is me and my girlfriend, Bree. We were on a trip in California. So as you can see, I still have a life outside of fitness, and this is not all that I do. So by just using some of these tips and tricks, you can see what I've used while working these many hours to still stay in shape and to get into even better shape. So here's kind of the agenda, the kind of guideline that I've figured out in the kind of 8-step process on how to get there. And 1 is just mindset and adherence. Number 2 is common mistakes. 3 is nutrition. 4 is training. 5 is just some simple cutting hacks. 6 is recovery. 7 is supplements, and do you really need them? And 8 is exit strategy, so make sure you stick around because that is very important and more important than a lot of people think. So first one, mindset and adherence. So mindset and adherence, the why factor. Most people fail because they aren't truly committed. Without a strong why, they give up when it gets hard. This is part of the reason why I sign up for these events, like a marathon or a powerlifting event, or even just like a bodybuilding show. Me signing up for this, I'm committed to this. I have to go and just work a little bit extra every single day to do these events. And honestly, it doesn't take much more than like an hour a day for me. But at the end of the day, it's just building that discipline over motivation. So obviously there's days where you're gonna feel tired, you're not gonna wanna go to the gym. But if you just get up and go to the gym, you're gonna work out. And your motivation will fade, but the discipline is what keeps you consistent. So what a big tip that I've always used is just setting clear goals. So whether that's just signing up for an event or whatever, just like a transformation challenge, or even just saying to yourself, hey, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds in the next 12 weeks by following this plan, and write it down. Physically grab a pen and a paper and write this goal down, and maybe just read it to yourself every single day, because the more you look at it, the more you just tell yourself you're gonna do it, you're gonna follow through with it. So write down your why, write down your goals, and make sure to just track your progress, and you'll be able to see some of these progresses and just see this progress build over time. Number 2 is common mistakes. So the common mistakes and the do nots of cutting is cutting calories too fast. If you just chop your calories, just say in half, you're gonna A, lose your muscle, and B, burn out very fast. Just thinking one bad meal will ruin your progress, it's not going to. Absolutely just quitting and saying, I'm done, that's what's going to ruin your progress. I mean, we're all human. Like me personally, I'm in prep for a bodybuilding show, and I probably had a 1,000-calorie meal on Friday that was consisted of a burger and a half, appetizer, and some fries. So I'm not too stressed out about that. That was just one meal. Get right back on track the next day, and it's like it never happened. Obviously, don't do that every single night because that will build up over time. But one meal a week or even a couple meals a week really isn't going to hurt your progress or just stop your progress, that is. So instead, aim for a 500 to 700 calorie deficit every single week, not 1500. And there's these easy calorie like macro trackers online, but we'll get into more of that later. And it's really just setting the goal of losing like 1 to 1.5 pounds per week. You don't want to cut this weight too fast because then you're risking just losing muscle and just losing your strength. So aim for that 1 to 1.5 pounds per week. A tip that I've found is just focus on progress over perfection. You don't have to be perfect in your workouts. Not every single day, not every single workout, not every single meal is going to be perfect, but just pat yourself on the back, you'll pick yourself up and just get a little bit better every single day, just one foot in front of the other, because it's a long journey. It's not just going to be a week to 2 weeks, because at the end of the day, you want this to be sustainable. You don't want this to be just a 10-week program where you get fit and then you get fat right after. So build something that's sustainable for your life and that you can continue to do. Number 3, and probably one of the most important, is nutrition. So yes, there's a lot on this page, and just we'll start at the top. Macro breakdown. So what are macros? Macros consist of 3 different things. It's protein, carbs, and fats. So with your proteins, you want to aim for 1.2 per pound of body weight. That's what you're eating, obviously. That'll help you retain the muscle. Carbs, I use them to fuel workouts and post-workouts. Don't fear them. A lot of people are like, oh no, carbs, it's going to make me fat. No, it's not going to make you fat. This is what gives you energy throughout the day. Obviously, don't just overconsume on carbs because it's fuel, but use them necessary, and then use them to fuel your workouts and post-workouts. You can also use them too. So fats, those are essential. Don't just cut out fats because it has the word fat in it. It is essential to your diet. These are going to balance your hormones, and don't go below 20% of your total calories with fats. So stick to that 20%, even 25%, and you'll be totally fine. Keep your hormone levels up so you don't just crash and feel just depleted every single day. So food choices and easy swaps. So lean proteins such as chicken, turkey, fish, eggs and egg whites, and Greek yogurt are all great sources of high protein and lean proteins. Focus your meals around these things. So on the right, you can kind of see a couple of my meals that I've made and I eat honestly consistently. But the top is just like a turkey sandwich, and then a full of high volume just salad. Below is just tilapia, again high protein, green beans, high volume. Bottom is egg whites, and then I think there's some ground turkey in there too. So both high volume, and then there's some Carb Smart toast, which that just helps be. The Carb Smart toast is high in fiber, so it's going to help you keep you more full throughout the day. And that's kind of leading into the next point on that is just high volume foods. So like veggies, berries, salads, potatoes. And then at the very bottom, you will also see smart swaps. So instead, you can just swap a couple things here and there. So rather than just getting like a chicken wrap, switch it out for a lettuce wrap. Soda, easy switches, diet soda. I mean, if you drink a couple cans of soda a day, there's anywhere from like 25 to 40 grams of sugar per soda. If you just switch that to 1 or 2 diet sodas a day, that's a big difference over the scheme of like a whole week or even a whole month. And then chips, switch that to popcorn. Popcorn is great. Obviously, just don't overconsume on it and make sure you're reading food labels. Popcorn is great. Obviously, don't get the super buttery ones because those can be high in fat. But tracking macros. MyFitnessPal is a great way to start this, and just using an online calculator to see what you're eating in a day. And you don't have to do this every single day, but I do suggest doing it for at least a couple days to see where you're at and just to be mindful of kind of what you're eating and what you should be kind of swapping out and just changing. So be aware of hidden calories too. So like such as sauces. I mean, barbecue sauce can be high in sugar. You could have, I'm trying to think of other sauces, but I usually eat 0-cal sauces. But just switching out all these sauces for like G. Hughes is a great source for sugar-free sauce. Hot sauce is good. Mustard is good. And just make sure you're reading these before you consume them, because you can easily dump some sauce on a high protein meal and add an extra 200 to 300 calories of just sauce. Drinks, again, pops, alcohol, I mean, even such things as like energy drinks can have a lot of sugar in them, so make sure you're just stick to 0-calorie options. Toppings can be just hidden calories, as well as some protein bars. I've seen protein bars out there higher in sugar than they have protein in them. That isn't a protein bar, that is simply a candy bar. I mean, make sure you're looking and just reading labels and understanding kind of what is in it before you start just eating it every single day. Even protein shakes. I mean, I've seen protein shakes, same thing. They're like 400 calories with only 15 grams of protein. It's not really a protein shake. So the very last one is intermittent fasting, and should you try it? This is something I've recently switched in my diet, and I've honestly loved it. It works well for those who prefer fewer meals. So I only eat 2-3 meals a day, but it's not great for people who like to either lift in the morning, which you can still kind of do this, but when I work out in the morning, I like to have a pre-workout meal and a post-workout meal. So that's kind of hard to kind of do that intermittent fasting when you work out in the morning, as well as it's bad for binge eaters. If you're just basically saying that you can't eat until noon, and all of a sudden at noon you just eat 1,200 calories, kind of waste the point. Also, if you have just like medical emergencies such as like diabetes or hypoglycemia, it's not the best. But overall, just do what works best for you. I find it helpful because I can only eat from noon till 8. Those are the only times of the day that I can actually consume food, and it just helps me. I can eat bigger meals, and I can only eat in those windows. So it's just kind of what's worked for me, and yeah, it just keeps me fuller at night. And in the mornings, I'm honestly not that hungry, and I got used to it over the time. At first, I was pretty hungry in the morning, but your body kind of gets used to it. But at the end of the day, it's just having a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. So basically, you're going to have your maintenance calories. You just need to be under your maintenance in order to lose weight. So another pro tip, more volume food is easier adherence, and just load up on protein and fiber. Number 4 is training. Training and how to retain muscle while cutting. Weight training is key. Lifting heavy signals the body to keep muscle. Focus on progressive overload. And this is often misinterpreted of basically saying that you're going to increase the amount of weight that you're doing every single set in the gym. That's not what progressive overload is. Progressive overload is adding weight and reps over time. So say in January you hit 225 for 5 reps, and then in March you're like, okay, I'm feeling stronger, let's try 235, and you hit that for 5 reps. Keep doing that over time. It's not necessarily starting with 225 and then warming up with that and then do 235 and 245. That's not progressive overload. And really focus on the form over the weight itself, really feeling the muscle fibers when you're actually working out, rather than just trying to go for some PRs or just the weight itself. That's a great way to get yourself just hurt in general. So the next one, I just put this here, it says, I don't want to lose strength or size excuse. So when you're cutting weight and you want to just get lean, a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to lose strength or my size. As long as you're following proper nutrition and just training and recovery, you're not going to lose much strength. I mean, I'm eating 135 grams of carbs a day, which is little to nothing, especially being at 200, 210 pounds. That's not much. And I'm still gaining muscle, and I can see myself still having that same strength when I'm going into my workouts. Also, prioritize your time and your effectiveness in your workouts. And don't just go into the gym and sit on your phone in between sets for 5 minutes. Work hard. You only have to be in the gym for 45 minutes to an hour. Follow a plan, have a schedule when you go into the gym. Don't just kind of be lackadaisical, going around machine to machine, being, oh, this looks fun today, this looks fun today. Have a plan before you go. It's going to make it much easier. And avoid overdoing cardio. If you overdo your cardio, you're going to become more hungry, and you're just going to increase your muscle loss risk. So just stick to honestly 3 to 5 days a week of cardio. It only has to be like 20, 30 minutes. And honestly, 10,000 steps a day is honestly enough for a lot of people, rather than doing enough cardio sessions. So pro tip at the bottom, 3 to 5 weight sessions a week, 10,000 steps. That's plenty, that's enough. And you'll see massive progress by just doing those. Cutting hacks, couple just simple tricks that I've used. Simple yet very effective. Number one is high volume and low calorie meals. Again, lean proteins, chicken, egg whites, fish. You can consume a lot of this without it being over like 300 calories. You're gonna feel full. Also including high fiber carbs, veggies, oats, popcorn, carb-friendly bread or tortillas are your best friend. I mean, those, if you look at the top left, that piece of bread, just the bread itself is like 30 calories. And it's super, I mean, fulfilling. You can eat like 3 of them, that's 90 calories. So also including like just salads, greens, and pickles are great. Again, high volume, low calorie. Timing meals smartly. Big meals when you're most hungry is gonna lead to less cravings. It obviously sounds just obvious, but don't just make a huge breakfast if you're really not that hungry. Save your calories for the rest of the day. And start the day with more focused on protein. I mean, there's some days where I won't actually have a full meal until 1, but I'll have 50, 60 grams of protein before that with just protein powder and like my coffee or just like egg whites or just something like that. It'll help you keep you more satiated throughout the day. Also a couple things. Caffeine suppresses appetite. Chewing gum is a great way. Nicotine pouches, I mean, they're not great for you, but it does also help suppress the appetite. Just staying busy and eating similar foods at the same times of the day will also help you just kind of be less familiar with just going to snack on stuff. So another pro tip, again, volume eating equals staying full while staying shredded. Number 6, very important, often overlooked, is recovery. Sleep and stress management. Why sleep is a non-negotiable. I used to sleep 5-6 hours a night and I was wondering why I wasn't getting much progress. I was working out 7 days a week and honestly overtraining. But if I would have just slept like 8 to 9 hours a night and just worked out a day or even 2 days less a week, I probably would have saw more progress. So if you get bad sleep, you're gonna be more hungry, you're gonna have worse workouts. So aim for really 7 to 9 hours. Honestly, 8 to 9 is better. Some people 10, but I mean 8 to 9 is that's perfect. Stay right in that 8 to 9 hour range. Supplements for sleep. I take this every single night, magnesium glycinate. It helps improve your deep sleep. And I've never tried these. I've kind of looked them up, done some research on it, and it does help calm the nervous system. But GABA and theanine. Pro tip, limit blue light and caffeine before you go to bed. Blue light glasses, like I should probably be wearing right now, like these will help you basically be not exposed to blue light before going to bed. I just say 1 hour before bed. Some people say like 3 to 5. Caffeine, this is very important. I often overlook this as well. Don't take caffeine at least 5 hours before you go to bed. Even if you are able to fall asleep, you're getting worse sleep. Some people even earlier. I mean, I've seen people say 1 p.m. in the afternoon is the cutoff for caffeine. Now, personally, I don't listen to that. I probably stop around like 3 to 4 p.m. And honestly, like non-stim pre-workout, I don't feel much different if I work out at night by taking non-stim versus just a stim version of workout, so pre-workout. Number 7, supplement recommendations, and are they necessary? So supplement recommendations, the essentials, and what I would suggest: creatine. This is going to maintain your muscle fullness. This is going to help you retain water. Make sure when you're taking this that you're actually getting enough water per day. I suggest about 1 gallon a day. Some people, if you're a little bit lighter, maybe like 150, 160 pounds, you can drink a little bit less, but make sure you're staying hydrated throughout the day. And also another way to do this is by using electrolytes. This is going to prevent fatigue when cutting your carbs. Another thing is also whey protein powder. Easy way to get high protein with less carbs and fats. You can put this in, coffee. You can put this in oats. You can put this in cereal. I put this in Greek yogurt, on rice cakes. You can use this for anything. It's a great filler to add to anything. It's only like 120 calories per scoop with 25 grams of protein. Also, just vitamins. Depends on your person and who you are and kind of what your diet consists of. Obviously, everyone's a little bit different, but multivitamins can help this. Pro tip, supplements do help, but diet and training are the real game changers. Number 8, the exit strategy and the post-cut plan. So what do you do after you finish the cut and you're kind of stuck at this plateau? So reverse dieting basics. What I have done in the past is slowly increase calories 100 to 150 per week to maintain results, and this is going to prevent rapid fat gain. Why am I blanking on this? Your metabolism, sorry. Your metabolism is going to adapt to this as you add these calories slowly rather than just boom, hitting it with 500, 600 a week. It's gonna be like, what did you just do to me? So really just slowly increase your calories back, get your body used to it, and your metabolism will stay high and keep burning these foods. So slowly add foods and rev it back up. So there's also two different things you can do after basically cutting, and it's either main gain versus bulk phase. This really depends on your goals. So main gain is kind of just sticking at where you're at. If you're happy with your results, just kind of staying at your caloric maintenance calories and just staying there. It's really hard to kind of basically gain a ton of muscle when you're just in this maintenance, but you can also just go on like a lean bulk is kind of what I typically suggest if you're trying to still gain a little bit of muscle while staying just lean. And that's just increasing your protein and your carbs and your fats a little bit, but just again, 100 to 150 a week, and then slowly increasing that more as you go. And your metabolism is going to catch up and understand kind of what's going on. So the key to staying shredded year round is by using these tricks and by using reverse dieting to your advantage. The very last thing, and very important, is just having a accountability factor. A lot of people overlook this, and that's why I created my one-on-one personalized program. So as you can see, just a couple transformations of what my clients have been able to do, and then myself on the right. Evan was able to lose 25 pounds of fat and gain 10 pounds of muscle, and he worked long hours in construction. Bree lost 15 pounds, competed in her first high rocks and ran her first 10K. Chloe, in just 1 month, lost 1.5% body fat, and she had an upper body injury. Harry gained 15 pounds in just 1 month of lean muscle. I mean, that's just absurd. And then me on the right, last one, 35 pounds of lean muscle, ran 3 marathons, and competed in 3 powerlifting events, and I still worked 50 hours a week every single week. So just having the accountability factor and just having something that's catered towards you is very important. So if you are looking for that, you are just looking for the next step, just reach out. I would love to help you out. I'm going to drop a link in the description. It's going to have an application that you can fill out to apply to work with me. As I'm not accepting everyone, there is a limited amount of spots available because I want to give my all and just my one-on-one experience, because I want to give my clients the best version of me in their program. So really having a one-on-one program is what helps, because at the end of the day, every body is different. Every person is different. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Again, if you are looking to work with me and you want to see that next step and have that accountability factor, click the link in the description to apply. I'm accepting 5 more clients. So if you really want to change, you want the accountability, and you want that one-on-one program, and you want that help, click the link. I'm accepting 5 clients. Apply now, and I'll reach out to you. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, good rest of your day. Peace.